Hello everybody, this is Aaron, and we got lots to go over in this edition of my Polymega journey for 4/16/2020. Let me get organized here. Yeah, lots of stuff. So if you've been living under a rock, you the Polymega beta units, the first wave was shipped, and some people have gotten it, at least probably like 6 or something like that. I think less than 10. Yeah, like all this week since last Friday the 10th, there's been developments on the Polymega dev kits, or the Polymega beta kits. So let's first go ahead and take a look. Got lots to go over. So first off, the Polymega is now officially on Walmart.com. If you go to Walmart.com and search for Polymega, you will find it up for pre-order. Again, if you've been living under a rock, the Polymega base unit is now $100 more expensive. If you pre-order it now, sorry you missed out. If you have not put in your pre-order already, so you're gonna have to pay $400 for the base unit. You get the wireless controller with it, and the base unit. And so yeah, you can pre-order this. It says it arrives on Wednesday, July 8th if you pre-order it from Walmart. You can also get the modules. This is the Nintendo module. Comes with the wired Nintendo controller for $80, and again says arrives on January 5th. I'm not sure if the other modules are listed. Let's see. Yeah, the other modules are listed here. So you can get the TurboGrafx module, the Sega module, Sega Genesis module, Super Nintendo, separate wireless controller for $40, separate Genesis 6-button controller for $30, TurboGrafx controller $30, retro controller for NES $30, and retro controller for Super Nintendo for $30. So there you go. That is the Walmart pre-orders. And then the beta units have been going out and have arrived to some people. And this is this is breaking news. This is a video by a Japanese beta participant. They just uploaded this 7 hours ago as of this, and they are showing it on a unboxing of the base unit. If you have not seen the unboxing yet, we can just watch this real quick. Sorry, I don't have audio. I'm not going to play audio on this. I don't want to get any copyright strikes or anything like that. So we'll just watch it. If you want to watch it with audio, you can search for Polymega unboxing Japanese on YouTube. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right? You got the unit, the base unit, right out of the box. That's the little slot for the M.2 SSD. Yeah. And then it has the button on the side that will unlock the expansion module section here. It's basically just a placeholder. It's just plastic thing in there, and then yeah, this is where the expansion modules dock and give you not only the original controller ports for said consoles, but also ability to dump your physical cartridge slots. Then underneath is you have your Bluetooth receiver for the controller, which is wireless. And I think there's like a power cable and HDMI cable in here, I think. So the overall, so yeah, it uses what is it, micro USB or mini USB, whatever it is, micro USB, I think. Same thing as most phones. Hey Daniel, welcome to the chat. Yep, everything's cool. Thank you for saying hi. Got lots of Polymega news. A microfiber cloth, the power supply, and the HDMI cable that comes with it. So this is all that comes with the beta unit. No instructions, but the manual is actually built into the Polymega OS. Here's the charge cable for the controller. So yeah, this is an unboxing. Modern Vintage Gamer has also released their first hands-on impression video. This was released, I think, Monday the 13th, just a few days ago. And personally, like, it didn't really do too much for me. I've been watching the Saru's live streams every day, and yeah, I really want MVG to do a more in-depth video. This is really kind of a very high-level video, and it'd be good if you could do a more in-depth one. So after watching Saru Maro's live streams, this one didn't really tell me anything new. But yeah, you can watch this if you would like to. And then, of course, Saru has been doing the Polymega mega streams all week. Hopefully you've been watching these, because these have been really awesome. He has been streaming for like 4 hours every day since he got it. His streams are almost over, so he'll be going back to his normal streaming time and date. But he'll still be using the Polymega though for his live streams. So for like his TurboGrafx live streams and whatnot. But yeah, these have been really awesome to watch. Obviously, like, he's been playing all sorts of games, mostly focused on Japanese titles, because that's the bulk of his collection are Japanese titles. And if you've not watched these, I highly recommend it, because he pretty much plays everything he can play. And so yeah, like PlayStation 1 plays really awesome. If he found any kind of issues, it was very minor issues. A couple games had some graphical glitches, but this might have been a case of like a dirty disc. A lot of his games are from Blockbuster Video, or a lot of the titles that he was playing at least were from Blockbuster, and so they were really dirty or scratched up or whatnot. So they had issues loading, or would take long to load, or wouldn't rip, and that's expected if the discs are really dirty. But yeah, he's been putting it through its paces, obviously, right? He has over like over 20 hours so far on Polymega. He's been ripping the games to the internal drive, playing them, ripping while playing. Sega CD plays great. The only really console the only console that really had really any issues that was noticeable was the TurboGrafx, and that's because the TurboGrafx BIOS is not complete yet. Polymega has said that it may be complete by the end of this month, by the end of April. They're making very fast progress on TurboGrafx, on the TurboGrafx BIOS. But in the meantime, I mean, you can still like load your own BIOS. You can load a system card BIOS and play it, and it'll work fine. So it's really like wouldn't even be a big deal if they didn't finish it. But yeah, Neo Geo CD is perfect. Saturn, yeah. So Saturn obviously is the big draw of this console, and I am very happy to say that the Sega Saturn looks awesome in the gameplay. So yeah, they've been playing all sorts of games on the Sega Saturn, and yeah, I mean it's pretty much what's been selling people on the console, like Sega Saturn. Emulation, I mean Neo Geo games, Neo Geo CD games, so that's the other thing. Neo Geo CD games play off the disc with 0 load times. Like that was like mind-blowing to me. And this is not even, and the Neo Geo game is not installed, it is playing off the disc, and yeah, it's awesome. So here is a FAQ that was put together. I don't think I have the guy's name, but someone on the Saru stream put together a really cool FAQ. So Daniel, what do you mean about the save states? Are you saying you're hoping they figure out the save state soon for the Neo Geo CD? What do you mean? I thought there wasn't any issues with the save states on that, unless I missed that somehow. So yeah, here is some really, really cool info here, because Polymega has been very active in the live streams and have been communicating a lot about what's currently going on with development. So if you can't read this, no problem, I'll just read this. So yeah, PC Engine. The PC Engine CD BIOS was 60% completed and should be 90% or better by May 1st. And like I said, the TurboGrafx CD, PC Engine CD BIOS can be side-loaded using the HuCard on the Turbo module. Official system BIOS files can be put on the SD card and be used in place of the custom-made ones provided in the system. So if you want to use your own BIOS, you can. Saturn games will automatically use the best 4 meg RAM card available. And of course, patches are supported. Patches are supported and side-loaded after games are installed. They can be removed, reapplied. Save states know which patches to load, and when patching, the system will know when a header is needed. Okay. Expandable storage, you can use the SD card slot or an M.2 2280 SSD on the bottom of the console. I'll increase this size so you can read it. That's not really new information, but yeah, the SSD supports up to 2 terabytes at the moment. But Polymega said that can be expanded beyond 2 terabytes. So installs are faster on the SSD than SD card, which is expected because the SSD is faster natively. Okay, so for the Polymega installation, background installation is supported. Saru did this a lot in his stream, where he was installing a game in the background while he was playing another game. So that works perfectly fine. There wasn't any slowdown or anything like that. In-game performance while installing the game can slightly vary until installation is completed. I didn't see any performance issues, but maybe they did. But if it was very minor. Install speed is approximately 5 times slower if you play the game while installing. Which, again, not a big deal. Install speed will vary by the CD game, of course, because you have obviously games that have more data on them, like PlayStation games versus Neo Geo games or Sega Saturn games. Install speed for cartridges is nearly instantaneous, so that's awesome. Kind of expected as well. Multi-disc games are installed separately. The library knows how to handle everything. So Saru did do some multi-disc game testing, and I think that the success of that varied depending on the game. Neo Geo CD disc and install loading times are nearly identical. Neo Geo CD loading times reduced to almost 0. Yes, this was like the big thing. Homebrew, backup, or repros will play in the system, but can only be installed if they are recognized as an actual game in the database. Save game data from cartridges will not transfer over during install. So that's one thing. This is to avoid potentially damaging data on the cartridge and EVER drives. This is another big question. EVER drives and other flash cards are not supported at this time. Okay, modules. They haven't been focusing on handheld much because their team aren't huge fans of small screen gaming on the big screen. But PSP could be a possibility and could conceivably include a PS1 controller port in the module, though this is going to heavily depend on some copyright things that Polymega has said they're going to investigate PSP UMD support, but again, it's going to depend on legal factors. It might not be old enough to actually do it, so we'll see. Hopefully, because it'd be awesome to play a PSP on my TV. N64 is a possibility in the future. I would totally expect that the Polymega could handle N64 emulation. I think this is my uneducated guess, but I would assume that it could do. If it can do PS1 games, then I would say it could do N64 games. They were asked if they could do a Dreamcast module as well. The drive does not support GDs at this time. Really, would have to talk to our manufacturer about future compatibility. They also mentioned in one of the streams that this could possibly be done in firmware. I thought this could have been a firmware thing. Don't quote me on that, but I thought they said they could do this with firmware. So again, like all of this stuff is it's like our wish list, right? 3DO, which I would love, to have on there too. 3DO is an awesome system. It's a possibility, but more likely to be part of the online store. Like maybe like a firmware update or like a firmware unlock, right? Pay a little bit, a little bit of money for 3DO support, which I would totally do. 3DO has some great games on it. Multiplayer handled using USB hubs. So this was something that I saw people were asking about. So this actually comes into play, playing like Saturn Bomberman. Would Saturn Bomberman be supported? So that's going to be a big question. I don't think Polymega directly answered the question when I saw it, because you could potentially have up to 10 players on Saturn Bomberman, I believe. So, again, yes, that's going to be very interesting to see. Famicom games not supported on the NES module using converters. So, that's also kind of expected. Using any kind of converter on these things generally probably wouldn't work. And then another big question are, what are the supported third-party controllers, at least during the beta period, as the Neo Geo X stick, the Neo Geo Mini Pad, the Retrobit Sega Genesis 6-button pad, wired and wireless, Saturn pad, wired and wireless, PlayStation Classic pad, PS1 memory cards are not supported yet, but they hopefully are working on it. They said the Famicom... Hi, Michelle. They said the Famicom games are not supported on the module using a converter. So then I would assume that the module, the way that the cartridge port is designed, that it cannot, that you can't plug in a Famicom game physically into it without a converter, and even then the system, I guess, cannot recognize that. But again, nobody has tested this physically because no one has the modules yet. So I'm sure like Saru will definitely be testing that out, because he has all the Japanese games. But yeah, PS1 memory card is not supported yet, but they're working on it. Probably going to be either on their, they want to make a PlayStation module, but they're not sure yet what they want to do with that. If they want to just have PS1 memory card and the controller port on there, or if they can, which would be awesome, add PS1 memory card, the controller port, and PSP UMD in there. That'd be awesome. I wonder if ROMs would still work, like in what way, because currently there's no way to get ROMs on the system by just copying over. You still have to use a physical original game. And then here's another thing that Polymega talked about, which was the lag, which is very interesting. So the controller ports on the modules, because remember the modules themselves, they have physical controller ports on here from the classic for the classic controllers for that particular console, and they say that the ports on the modules introduce less than 1 frame of latency, which is awesome. But the USB port, if you use a USB port controller, it will introduce about 2.5 frames of latency, and that's just due to the nature of the USB like interface and protocol and all that stuff. So yeah, always better to use the modules if you want less lag. But obviously I think a lot of people are going to be using USB port controllers. Like I'll probably be using like a wireless controller just for ease of use. And so this 2.5 frames of latency, we'll have to see how that plays, how that translates into real world gaming. Now, if you watch Saru's streams, like he says that he doesn't notice any lag. And he's played all sorts of games, like any kind of game you could think of. He's played it in his streams so far. So obviously people, there'll be people that could detect that are more sensitive to lag than others. But like Saru's played, shooters and rhythm games and stuff like that. And yeah, he says he doesn't recognize or detect any latency on his side that impacts gameplay. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out with different controllers. But yeah, I want to get the Retrobit Saturn 6-button pad. I think I may just go ahead and buy that because I'm gonna be playing Saturn a lot. Saturn, I've always loved the Saturn. I've loved the Saturn over PlayStation even back in the day. So I definitely want to play more Saturn now. So this is the perfect console for me to get back into that. So yeah, Saturn. I'm gonna be playing a lot of Neo Geo, obviously TurboGrafx, and getting into Sega CD more. I was mostly into the Sega CD and the Saturn, but back then I didn't really give those consoles like the proper kind of like the proper attention, So I can't wait to get back into it. And then lastly, orders and shipping for Polymega. The first week of July for pre-orders. They're on sale on the Polymega website and for sale on Walmart.com that I showed you in the beginning of this stream. If you're just joining me. So yeah, this is Polymega on Walmart.com. They'll be shipping early July. And then just kind of went over a few people's streams already that have been testing out the console with their beta unit. So the big question next is, when are the next beta units coming out? Well, Polymega did mention that the next round of units should be going out in May. They didn't give an exact time frame. They just said May. Hopefully early May, because I've been really itching to get mine. So they said early May, and then I'm looking at my calendar. They also said they're prepping around 100 units. So for the second round of beta participants, which if you have gotten your email saying that you're in the beta but you have not got your unit yet, then you're most likely in the second beta program, which will be in May, like me. So that's gonna be really awesome to finally get it, because I'm just watching Saru's stream. It's like, man, I really want to play the Polymega. So looks totally awesome. But yes, in the meantime, I'm gonna order my Retrobit Sega Saturn pad. Saru was playing with the Neo Geo X stick. It's very loud. It's very when Saru was playing it, it was very clacky, clack, 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 clackety, clackety, clack, clack. It was it was like so loud. So I'm like, I don't know if I really want to get the stick, I'll just go with the pads. Jesse. Hello. But yeah, I will probably get the pad for the Neo Geo. Saru! Hello! Welcome to my stream. Welcome, one of 4 people. Huh. I was just talking a lot about your stream and going over all the new developments. So, which I already just talked about. But yeah, I was going over the fact that one of your guys made up as well, and just, you know, me drooling over everyone playing their Polymega except me. But yeah, I need to get the, which one was it? Yeah, the Saturn pad, 6-button retro bit. For Neo Geo, like, I don't know what I want to get for the Neo Geo in terms of, you know, playing Neo Geo. Probably have to get the stick. I think so. You know, just for the arcade experience, I think. So I can do some clackety-clack. Clackety-clackin'. Some polyclackin'. In the meantime, we have Saru streams to keep us entertained and tied over until the rest of us can get our units. So, soon. Yeah. And okay, I think that was actually it. And then yeah, so check out Saru's stream tonight. He's gonna be streaming again tonight. I believe again tonight. Yeah. Is this your last day? Saru, is this your last day of Polymega streaming, and then you're gonna go to your regular what is it, Turbo or PC Engine nights or something? PC Engine Fridays or something. PC Engine Fridays, that's what it is. See, it's right here in this banner. Right here in the banner. PC Engine Fridays. What do you want to play on the Polymega? What do I want to play? I don't know, just more Saturn. Like Saturn. I think Saturn has been like the main thing I want to play. I don't know though. I don't know. You've been playing a lot of games on it already, so yeah. Last day of random game streams on the Polymegas. Yeah, I think just like what you've been doing already with your streams have been totally awesome for people to just see a wide variety, right, of games on here and how they play and impressions and stuff, right? So yeah, NTSC stuffs. That's pretty much all like I have. So like I'm so like when I get mine, it's gonna be all NTSC, like US titles. So like Sega Rally, which you don't have. But yeah, it's been pretty awesome. You were definitely the right choice for being one of the first people to try it out, and I'd be able to get a lot of the bugs, give them a lot of bug info. So just making the product better for everybody else is going to be getting it later. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully it won't be too long until I get my unit, and then I'll be streaming some US games on there. So yeah, big props to DJ for definitely doing an awesome job presenting the unit and just giving us a nice unfiltered, unedited look at the unit. And even though it has some issues, like it's I think like everybody is super impressed. Like the issues are so minor, so that it's like I'd be happy with it right now. I mean, I think you'd be happy with it right now. Everybody would be happy with it right now, the way it is, without even anything else fixed in it. So, so yeah, anything that they do to make it better, any future firmware updates that they do on it, is just gonna make this awesome product even better. And I think they said they have some like big announcements to talk about in the summer or something like that. New features. They got the light gun coming out, which is super awesome. Light gun. Like I want to play on my Sega Saturn light gun games, House of the Dead, Virtua Cop. I want to play. I assume it's gonna probably work with PlayStation, so like Time Crisis, and what is that one game? That party game, that party gun game. Point Blank. That's what it is. Yeah, Point Blank had that. I still got my gun too back here on my setup. I got these bins back here that have all my old right there. I have my PlayStation, stuff like that. I still got my light gun from that. So yeah, light gun is gonna be so awesome. But I wonder how it's gonna work, because like I'm gonna play this in my theater room, so like I have like a 150-inch screen. So if I'm gonna be like doing a light gun game in my theater room, I'm gonna be like, oh my god. Oh my god. Console, oh yeah. Okay. I guess are we gonna have to take a look at one of my console videos? Let me turn off this Polymegas. Turn off some Polymegas videos. The Neo Geo one and my PCFX one are probably my most beloved console videos. Let me load that up here. Where'd it go? Where is it? It's pretty old. I have one for the new one too. Someone should ask for the new one. The new one. I still have that console. Neo Geo, baby. See if I can play this without getting my stream shut off. Oh yeah, I'll play the PCFX one too. I won't show you the credits here, but you can look up if you want to watch that. But some interesting little tidbits about this video is so yeah, I pretty much like printed out like all this artwork and put it in frames and put it on my table, and then like everything was shot for real. So none of it's CG, none of it is like Photoshop or anything. Everything is real. So I'm moving the camera, you know, across like all this stuff, dolling, you know, dolling the camera, like, you know, tilting, tilt pan, like, yeah, doing a lot of camera work. I actually have like lighting that's actually moving across the console robotically, right, to kind of make this cool effect. Like again, like I'm moving the camera around here, the lighting is moving. You know, top down shot, again, like the camera's on a robotic motion control rig, so it's moving around, and I can do the shot over and over and over, you know, just like what they do in visual effects. And then I bought I think this is a single cart MVS motherboard. So I wanted to represent all of the different types of Neo Geo hardware. So here I have the AES unit, and then I got the Neo Geo CD unit, right? And then I had the arcade, you know, board represented. I don't have an arcade machine, so this was like the cheapest way that I could represent it. So it's like all three facets of the Neo Geo. And then I go into the game features, which, again, this was very funny. I actually got flack from this, from like Neo Geo, like some hardcore Neo Geo people, that some of the covers that I printed are not like the right covers, or they were covers for games that never had like an AES release and like blah, 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 like all that stuff. So yeah, I got some flack on that. But yeah, I bought a bunch of AES cases, blank cases off of eBay. And then I also bought a large format printer, very, very large format printer, that I could print out the case covers. So they actually have a cover and spine and back on them for all of the games that you see in cases. And then I also, again, even the gameplay footage, this was shot off of my TV. So, yeah, Saru, I bought the board just to make the video. I bought the board, I bought the printer just to make the video, I bought the frames to make the artwork. I printed out like all of the cases that you see in the video. Yeah, I mean, it was hundreds of dollars. So, but each one of these is like, it's like, here's the entire Samurai Showdown collection, right? Now, if I would have done this over, I would have kind of redid it, because like there's glare here. This is like the videographer and me. There's glare on this game up here, so like I would have fixed that. Plus, I think the games are a little bit too close in the frame as I was zooming in. So, but anyways, yeah, like I was saying, everything was shot for real. So like even the footage of the gameplay, I used my camera handheld, and I was shooting a TV, a regular CRT TV, to get this footage. So everything was shot real. No photoshops. And then yeah, so like all the Fatal Fury games, all of the King of Fighter games, so you can see all the different King of Fighters up here. So I think they said Bomberman never had an AES release. I think they said it was just an MVS game. So I got some flack for that. And then I have a couple like physical props for the Neo Geo. So like really quick, it was those real quick things that flew by there. I got that little Fatal Fury hat. I got a Fatal Fury hat. I got the little Neo Geo fan club pin, and then I have some like artwork, random artwork. And then at the end, all of these are real shots of each console that I zoom out. I'm moving the camera out really fast. And then I have, this is another physical shot of all of the games stacked up on my table. As many games as I could stack on my table and make it look cool. And of course I had to have Magician Lord right in the middle. This was CG. This is the only CG shot. I made a CG logo for the Neo Geo to appear at that moment at the very end. Yeah. So the PCFX one. So I actually had two different versions of this. Originally, I was using an AVIX track. Saru can like relate on this. I was using a Ayumi Hamazaki track and edited the whole thing to an instrumental track from Ayumi Hamazaki under the AVIX label, and got instantly like, this is not playable anywhere in the world. Copyright, even back then, like 2010. And so I had to re-edit the whole thing. To a different track. Oh wait, okay, this is okay. Yeah, this is the right one. My voice is still on ASMR mode. That's just the mode that I'm always in. Hopefully playing this back won't like cut off my stream. If it does, please tell me in the chat. I'll just talk over this one. Again, everything is shot for real. Even the game footage. For the footage, I actually recorded all of the footage. I pre-recorded all of the footage off the console, re-edited the footage to fit a 16:9 screen. So I just blurred out the edges. I just made 2 layers and just blurred out the edges so that it could fit totally this aspect ratio screen. Now the console doesn't do this. And then this is a shot I really love. It's all of the PCFX games on one table. And I have the camera on a jib arm, like a 12-foot jib arm, that is like flying over it. So it's like this arm flying backwards over my table. That's how I'm getting that shot. And then, so all the pre-recorded footage I play back on this TV, and I'm moving the camera physically around the TV. And like another thing I would have done if I had a chance to do this over, is I would have got rid of the Vizio logo on the TV. Obviously, you wouldn't have multiple brandings of different things in a video like this, but too late. Zen keys. Love Zen keys. I had the console on I guess they call it Lazy Susan, which just rotates around. Yunas. Yeah, I love that shot. Camera flying down. I actually knocked over the games. One time, I ran the camera into the games and they all kind of came crashing down. I was like, oh my god. Wow. Yuna is so pretty, ooh. Yuna's best waifu. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some PCFX support on Polymegas. I know that PCFX was I think it was a stretch goal back when they were having pre-order. I think it was pre-order stretch goals, and they listed the PCFX as a stretch goal. So, which they didn't make it. But hopefully we'll get it. Used to have a guy up in a chat who was obsessed with Yuna. Yuna's. Yell line. Nurgens. I thought that was a funny name. Nurgens. Got a long Nurgen there. Yeah, here's the money shot. Send keys on top. I have a very long table. I'll probably mute this next part. Well, I'll do it. I'll keep it going. This is Tattoo. Everybody remember Tattoo? This is their English track. I do one with and yeah, I did one with oh hey, Reluctant Hero, hey, welcome. I didn't know you were here. Eunice. No, not Eunice. It was Yuki. Yuki. PC Engine FX. Did I make a video on my channel for Yuki? I thought maybe I did. Did I do one? FX unit? Do I have to type it in? FX unit. Yuki. Why Yuki? Oh, I don't see one. Tattoo. I don't see one. Maybe I don't have one on my channel. I did something for something. I did something for something. Oh, it was for Henshin. Wait, Henshin engine. Okay. Henshin engine. I'm like, it's still Yuki. Yeah. Back when I was Henshin. I was like, how come I can't find FX Unit Yuki? I don't know, where is it? I don't know. Where'd it go? Yeah. But yeah, this was just a cool little shot of the Turbo Duel that I put on my table with the game. Yeah, I think that was the rest is gameplay footage, but yeah, Henshins. Yeah, and then yeah, Dad too were fake lesbians. They were fake. They were fake lesbians. Yeah, I remember DJ had to change the name of the game. Henshin. But yeah, I have another video here that actually shows my original edit of that PCFX video with the Yumi Hamazaki audio track compared to the redone one that I did with the tattoo music and whatever I used music on that one. Whatever I used music. And then I did the trailers for Neo Geo X. If you didn't know, I did the Neo Geo X trailers, which everybody hated. Everybody hated Neo Geo X. But yes, I did. I made these all by myself-sies. All by myself. See, Aeronantos Productions. So for that intro, I actually wanted to make it longer, and I wanted to show, again, the Neo Geo AES. I wanted to show the Neo Geo CD, but then they were like, well, we don't really do anything with CDs, with the Neo Geo CDs, so don't show that console. So I was like, okay, I'll take it out. And then again, all the footage of the Neo Geo X handheld thing is all reels. All real shot footage, so I'll show you that. See, so you see that TV. That's the same TV. as in the PCFX video, but I covered up the Vizio logo. I learned my lesson, but I really should have been using like a CRT or something 4x3 and not a 16x9. And then yeah, like trying to get all of the dust off of a product. That's why when you see product videos today, they do not use real hardware, because the frickin' real hardware attracts dust, and especially when there's reflective surfaces or shiny surfaces on the product, it takes so freaking long to clean a product to get rid of all the dust. And even though I did it on this one, you can still see little white specks of dust. Hey Joshua, welcome. So it's like, yeah, people, that's why companies don't use real products in their videos. They're all renders. So anyways, yeah. So I was like, okay, put in the Neo Geo X into the unit and then plug it in. Play some games. Again, because this is my thing, I shoot the footage off the screen. I actually got this idea from some like DVD, I think it was like a 007 DVD ad where they had like the box and they had like the reflection of it down here. And I was like, I want to do that. So that's where I got the idea for this end screen. And then I did a teaser. That was pretty badass. This is a pretty badass trailer, like teaser. Looks like people liked it. Neo Geo Inception. Neo Inceptioned. This is fun. This is funny. I didn't oh, here's the trailer for my Neo Geo one. I haven't watched these in like forever. This is Inception music. That's pretty badass, I gotta say. Wow. I actually rendered, so I made the SNK logo here in 3D. So that's how I made the letters fly in. Just made a little 3D SNK thingamabopper. Yeah. Wow, that was really impressive. I forgot how good that was. Beautiful. Still to this day, I feel like this was very beautifully shot. Like, I'm pretty proud of that. From 2010. This is like back when 1080i, I think. Well, that was before I even had my 4K cameras. Joshua, that would be a question for DJ. Does the Neo Geo CD games play better on Polymega than, say, the Dreamcast does emulated? I would say so. I would totally say so. This is my Nuon console video, made in 2012. If you don't know what the Nuon is, the Nuon, I could be having this wrong, sorry, but it's like the Nuon was created by like some ex-Atari people, some people that worked at Atari or worked at Jaguar, and then wanted to develop this like chip that would go into different DVD players at the time. And so they could just sell this chip, and DVD players would have the Nuon capability to play 3D games. And so the console itself, I'll show you what it looks like. The console itself is basically a DVD player, but it has like a couple ports for the Nuon controllers, and it could play these 3D games. So that was their idea, and of course it failed miserably. But I bought one, and I got a lot of the games because it had Tempest on it, and I just wanted to make a console video for this console that nobody had. That was like so over the top. But wasn't that kick ass though? Like, didn't that want you to like buy a new one? Like, for this video, I really wanted to make it like super high impact. And I'm like, yeah, like everyone's high fiving each other, at the company, So like, again, filmmaking insights. I filmed everything for real. Even these red lights, they're not After Effects, they're not Photoshop, they're not anything. They're actually LEDs that I filmed for real, and just integrated them into the intro. And then as the, can I do this frame by frame? Isn't there a frame by frame thing? Yeah. As the lights go by, I have my text coming in, but yeah, all the lights were shot for real. Go. And then these are just still shots that I just edited to the overly dramatic cinematic music. And then again, I just had the pre-recorded footage of each game on the TV as it played. This time I used a 4x3 TV too. These are pretty much all the games that were released for it, plus some ones that were not, that were like demos or rare titles. So yeah, I had the pre-recorded version of the game here on my 4x3 TV. I, don't have the Sony logo here. And then I got the game here on the side. I have actually not played like any of these games actually, for real. Only Tempest did I actually play. So Tempest 3000 is obviously the best game on the console. Best to Move 4. Yeah. And this Tetris game. Iron Soldier 3 was awesome. This was Iron Soldier was on the Atari Jaguar. And it was an awesome 3D game at the time. And yeah, they made a new one for the new one. And then yeah, again, actual physical lighting and stuff like that. So I love to shoot everything like in camera if I can, and try not to use any CG or post effects or whatnot on there. I need to actually stop pretty soon because someone else on the stream, it's almost time for him to get cracking, get crack-lacking on some Polymegas gameplay. Did we go? I think we went over all of my gaming. All my gaming, most of my gaming stuff. Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I haven't watched those console videos in a long time. And then I shoot a bunch of regular. Did I have anything else here that I? Oh yeah. I have a bunch of my TurboGrafx. Most of my TurboGrafx stuff is like depressing. I think I spelled memento wrong or something in this one too. This is a very early console video for the Turbo Express. So I'd say this is made possible by the original management of TurboZone Direct, because the Turbo Express that I got here, I got as a gift. I think I spelled that wrong, I think. This isn't some of my best work, but I did get this featured on Joystick. Back when Joystick was a thing, that website. That's cool. Got a little bit of views there. Again, this is not my best camera work. It's so sad. I'm unboxing it. The saddest video ever. The saddest video. You want to see a sadder video? This is the... presented in HD because back in the day, back in 2008. Oh my god, 2008. Actually, let's not watch this one. Let's watch the remastered version. Here we go. This is the good one. All about the TurboGrafx. This music is from Battlestar Galactica. Steam hearts. I don't have any Steam hearts in this though. It's all sadness and pain. Look at this hitbox. The only thing I don't have is a dual RX. I don't think I had an RX in this video. But everything else I have, and I don't have a LT either. No LT, that's sad. So again, I had a really big 27-inch CRT, but I shot all that off screen with a camera, and I was zooming in and stuff, doing handheld to get that footage. I really love how I did my credits in this one. Of course, the music is beautiful. From East 3, Complete Soundworks. Best selection of East 3. Man, I want to listen to that track. I want to listen to that track longer. That's a beautiful track. Alright, I should end this because I got things to do, people to see, dinner to eat. And then I gotta tune in into the Polymegas, the week of Polymegas. On Saru's stream, week of Polymegas. So, thanks everybody for joining my stream, my update, and which turned into a path down memory lane for my channel. But yeah, more Polymegas on the ways, and I will see you guys later. Okay, peace.